The workers, some of whom claim they have been employed at the hotel for over a decade, say that despite previous calls for action, conditions have only worsened.
I'm going to explain why I believe they can be paid more. And if you agree, I hope you will circulate the video. Housekeeping plays a critical role in the hotel industry. Without housekeeping, there is no industry. But being low skilled, it is low paid. And the industry criteria appears to be to set the low skilled worker's salary at the national minimum wage. The key word is set. Pay is not based on reward, ability, or length of service. In Jamaica, the minimum wage is 375 Jamaican dollars per hour, which is around $2.40 US. And in Florida, where the cost of living is higher, it is $13. So housekeepers in Florida are paid over 5 times more. Now, the Marriott has similar hotels in Kingston and Fort Lauderdale. And according to the president of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, wages are the biggest expense. So you would expect the cost of a room to be much higher in Florida. But as you can see, the rooms in Jamaica actually cost more. And that being the case, isn't it possible for the Marriott to pay Jamaican housekeepers $13 per hour? And if cheap motels up north can afford to pay over $13, don't you think 5-star hotels in Jamaica can pay way more than $2.40? I do. Look, I'm not advocating for housekeeping to be paid $104 US per day, because the cost of living here, whilst high, is lower than in the US. What I'm advocating for is a living wage, and also for a review of the expanding hotel industry, because its profitability appears to be linked to paying the minimum wage, which is delivering poverty.
From visitors, they cannot make ends meet.
I'm tired, man. This must go, man. I hear we there the work. And we've been suffering because we put make guests coming at the hotel. And it's hard to know so we work sometimes and go with nothing, little and nothing. And we're not well paid, because we're well paid this morning, we don't down here, so.
If the guests not come and give you $1, sometimes guests come, we do have $1. And if the guests don't come and give you $1, sometimes we don't have enough money. We can't feed the family.
I'm not shocked, because the Minister of Tourism said that 70 to 80% of workers are at the bottom of the pay structure.
That tourism is now paying across the board 20 to 30% more than pre-COVID. And that is being paid to the lower end of the employment stream that constitutes 70 to 80% of employment in tourism. Would you believe that?
I believe it, and the pay rises were due to an increase in the minimum wage. But for me, the critical issue is that the majority of housekeepers are sisters. Some are single mothers who should be able to afford to send their children to school every day, but many fail to do so because it costs some of them over $5 per day. Even with the added gratuity, the fact is the amount that up to 80% of the workers receive is unacceptable for many, and therefore a minimum wage needs to be set for the industry. And if the hoteliers cannot agree to it, the government must intervene. But we know that the hoteliers will fight it. Even though they get incredible tax breaks, some still do not want to contribute to running the countries they operate in. So to conclude, I believe that the workers should advocate for a minimum wage to be set for the industry. The bottom line is this: if the biggest industry that allegedly employs over a quarter of the workforce, and it cannot deliver a decent standard of living for its workers, its contribution to the country must be investigated. Think about it. The minimum wage is delivering suffering. So how the hell can a minimum wage industry be good for Jamaica, especially when it pays little to no tax? I'll look at that in another video. So, do you believe higher wages are possible, or am I missing something? Ed Bartlett claims he wants higher wages. Do you believe him? Many workers don't. If you agree with my logic, forward the video to hotel workers, because they need to unite and speak with one voice with clear demands. Because the thing is, when you demand more money, you can get 10%, which is actually more. But how does an extra 300 Jamaican dollars per day help you? How? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.